Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing Scrappin' Saturday, and today's projects will be belly bands and windows. And I have my windows prepped already, ready to go. I bought these cardboard coin holders, and it looks like they're probably originally from AliExpress, but I bought them on Amazon. These are 31.5 millimeters, which comes out to about an inch and a quarter, sorry. They do not have adhesive. You could use score tape. I just use fabric tack to close them, but they look like this. The acetate or film, I guess clear film, goes from edge to edge. So you'll have to use something that's gonna be really super tacky, and be careful of white glue that's gonna slide. I would use maybe a thin double sticky tape or something like fabric tack. And what I do is I put the glue on and just kind of let it get a little bit tacky before I close it down. I have one, this doesn't really match, but I thought I wanted to try making one with these vellum stickers because they're kind of see-through. And I thought, well, then I won't have to have an image that's double-sided. And I've been using these vellum stickers in my Scrappin' Saturday book, so this one's kind of a hedgehoggy looking thing. I just tied a little bow on the corner. I thought that was fun, but you could put an eyelet and have a dingly dangly, or anything, whatever you want to do. But anyway, so these measure, and you could make these with your hole punch. This, like I said, comes out to 1.25 inches. This one I have is 1.5 inches, and then I have 1 inch. I do not have 1.25 inches, so what did I do for, because I want to stamp on this, but I don't want to stamp, let me rephrase, I want to stamp on this, but I want to use a permanent ink, like Stays On, and I don't want to get that on the film because Stays On will not come off the film. If I use a regular ink, it might be a little too slippery. It is a coated cardstock. So in that case, I need to mask this. And so what I did was I took one of these and sacrificed it, cut it off, and I have taken off the film. That's how I knew it went corner to corner. I peeled it off, all of it, and that's what I used to make this little mask circle. And I'm using the other one for a little viewer so that I can look at things that I have, maybe papers that I have, and fit them in and say, okay, that's going to leave a blank space top and bottom. Oh, this is really cool. I can't get the whole bird in there. Oh, I can get the flower in there. Without having to have two pieces, it's just a little bit easier to have the one. But for stamping, I'm going to need to mask. So I should have made two of these. Let me grab a scrap of paper here and trace another one out. And I'll have to fast forward this part because boring. Oops. Can't even trace a circle. Now let's use the template because that's what it's for. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do this. Now when I used this template and then cut it out, I cut it out right on the lines, and it was a little small, so I would cut it on the outside of the line. Oops. But it won't matter when I put it on here. So I want one here, one here. This is the outside now. I'm stamping on the outside. Now what I'll probably do, because I'm using I wanted to use this stamp here that has words on it, and it's backwards text, I'm probably going to do it twice. I'll do it there and then I'll do it again there. So sure, it didn't have anything when I stamped it here, but it's not going to matter. We're going grungy. This color of ink that I'm using is Timber Brown. It's just, it's dark, but not too black. Okay, so I'm going to, now you could fold this, I suppose, and do it that way, but I think I'll get a better, and there again, I'm not looking for a perfect ink job here. In fact, this one I may do double because it's the back, but I want to make sure that I don't get any ink in that circle. So now I've got this, okay, and like I said, this stamp is funny because it's backwards, so you can't read it. I don't know, does that bug anybody else? I like the script. Boy, my words aren't coming out today. But I'm not so sure about the backwards script. By the way, this stamp is in the Reflections collection, CMS 111. All of these are backwards. There's backwards numbers, backwards script, and backwards dictionary. So just in case anyone was wondering, those are from the Tim Holtz collection. I guess if I use it on a gel plate, then, you know, I could reverse it. So, all right, so there we have that. I do want to make sure it's dry because, see, I picked it up and it's not dry. But let's work on the inside. All right, so I want to get something that's big enough. Oh, I love these. I've been wanting to use these for a long time, so I think I'm going to use that. And there again, this is, oh my gosh, I've got ink all over me. I did not do that very well. Usually don't end up with that much ink on me. So I am going to place this down like that, rub it down really well. Okay, and then I'm going to trim off this. And you can kind of see it on the back. It's more of a vellum. Well, it is vellum, so, you know, it's more muted, of course. But then on the top, this is going to be cool. So I put the glue on this side. And I hope I'm not making a huge mess here. But this is on top of the clear cellophane or whatever it is. I think it's cellophane that they're using. These are coin collector envelopes, and I think these are for quarters. So I'm just going to let that get a little tacky for a minute before I close it down. And I probably need to use something else beside my finger because I'm just getting ink everywhere. All right, let's do it from the back so that if we do get ink everywhere, it's on the back. There we go. Oh, I'm not getting any ink on there, so I think we're okay. Give that a second to kind of set up. Okay, and there we go. We have that rose there. Now I'm going to want to ink this. Let's get, I've got Vintage Photo. We can use Vintage Photo. I guess I could use that same color, but I don't really want to get it all over me. So I'm going to use the Vintage Photo to kind of come around here a little bit. Now I could have used this because this is the Distress ink and it's dye based. I could have come inside and then wiped that off. I don't want to do that until I know this ink is good and dry. So I'll come back and do that around the circle later. But you can put, Corey did dried flowers in hers. You can put an image in there. You know, the choices are unlimited. And then I just took my my crocodile. Punched a hole over here in the corner. And then I'll take a piece of ribbon. Let's see. This one got a little bit munched, but I think that's okay. Let's see if I can get that through the hole. And I go front to back. I don't need that long old piece. Let's see. Well, it doesn't want to come. Let's see. It doesn't want to come apart. But I only need about 6 inches, so I'm just going to trim that down and fold it. We'll worry about the other part later because that might get cut off. Fold it in half. Roll it up. Time to file the nails down again because I'm having difficulties. That's how I know when it's time. I can't get anything done. Okay, let's get in there. Pull it through on this side. I don't know how people do it with the long, I see people with the long, really long nails, and I don't think I could ever function. I guess it's just what you get used to, but mine are already feeling super long. Alright. So let's just pull that down, and the way because I went through the front with the folded part and pull it down, it kind of covers up that hole a little bit, and I just pull that on the corner, and I'm going to, whoops, still got sticky on there. I'm just going to kind of trim it at an angle here and here. That ribbon's not perfect, but that's okay. That was a perfect use for it, using up scraps. And so there's our little window. Now that's just one way to do a window. I mean, you know, there's window envelopes. There's you could make your own windows if you have a square or a rectangle or any kind of punch. You can do this with your die cutting machine. You could do it with, you know, just these punches. All kinds of ways you can do that. But I really like these slides, having them ready to go. I think they're a lot of fun. So I'm going to clean up here, get ready, and we'll talk about belly bands. Be right back. Let's talk about belly bands. You can use anything for a belly band. Basically, I think the belly bands kind of started back when you would make a card and it's a closure. So you would wrap a piece, you know, say this is your card, and you would take a piece and you would, well, this one would probably be longer, and wrap it around the entire thing, and then you'd be able to just slide it off. So that's a belly band. But it went from sliding off the band. In junk journaling, we usually attach the band and slide things in and out of it. So it can be vertical, where you're sliding things under this way, or it can be horizontal, where you're sliding things this way. Now, a lot of times I will just use a 1-inch strip, and this will be a vertical one, this will be a horizontal one. That's how I'll attach it to a page, just like that. I might sew down either side. This is great for scraps because it doesn't matter what size it is. You can use 1-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, whatever. And then, you know, you can add lace to it, you can add fabric, beads, bling, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing with your journal is what you'll want to do. So Corey uses an envelope for a belly band. She says that's the easiest way to make a belly band. She covered it with tissue. And I think what I'm going to do is I have these rub-ons, and I've turned them over because I noticed there was a bright ring. But I got these at Dollar Tree. Hopefully you can see that. Really pretty. It says to just cut out the one you want to use, but it's all layered and lovely. So I think I'm just going to start in the corner and trim it down and then rub it on. So yeah, so I'm going to peel this back, and I'm using the flat side of my envelope. I've glued this envelope together, and I'm just going to come along the edge. It's kind of tacky, and I'm going to rub this down like this so it'll stick, and put this back on. and then trim around that envelope like this. And hopefully I'm not cutting into the envelope, trying not to. It didn't stick very well, so it is no longer attached to the backing piece. So I'm just going to cut this piece off and then stick it on the backing piece. There we go. Okay, this one the same. It's a little bit tacky, but not much. Try not to get it to stick to your fingers or you'll get those rub-offs on there. Okay, and then what I want to do is rub this really well. If you haven't used any rub-ons, gosh, I'm hoping this works since they're from Dollar Tree. Most of the time I have great success with rub-ons, but you really, really want to rub and burnish that well. It works really well on a flat surface, so that's why I'm doing a little bit extra here, because my envelope has been coffee dyed, and I'll make sure that comes off. So normally it will release when it has been rubbed and comes off. So if you can get a corner going, you can kind of rub it and lift it and see. It doesn't seem to be, yeah, there we go. So you can see how it's coming off. And what's left, I really want to do this with a, I'm trying to use this part of my, because normally you do this with a popsicle stick, I think. Usually when you buy rub-ons, it's going to come with a popsicle stick. So I'm just going to kind of roll that back, and if I see something's not releasing, then I'm going to go in and, well, look, I didn't get the catalog number. But yeah, that's really good. Cool. I like how that, I might go back and buy some more of that. So rub that down a little bit, make sure nothing's lifting. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's get our let's see, no, not Flippin' Friday. This is Scrappin' Saturday. Let's see where we want to put this in our book, and then we'll make a tag for it. Well, we can put it here. And then I think I've got a piece of that left. So to make this a belly band, we're going to attach it. Well, you could do it either way. You could attach it on the sides and make a top, go through the top, or I'm going to attach it on the top and the bottom. This was an envelope that's been in my stash for a while because it has a different kind of top on it. Don't know why it never got used. But I'm just going to stick it right there in the middle of the page. I could have inked around that. That would have been really cool. Let's see. I've got this piece here, which you know what? That's the one I folded. Let me get another one here. We haven't used this one yet, and I kind of like it. So I think I'm going to do a 4x5. So let's get this turned around the way I usually use it, because otherwise I won't measure correctly. Okay, so let's do 4, because the page width, and then we'll just do, let's see, is that going to show through? Yep, just a little bit. So now we'll do 5 this way, And you can do a tag, you can do a journal card, you can stick anything in there. I like to round the corners of my journal cards just to make them easier to get in and out of things. Just use my corner chomper. One of the tools that I love. So glad I invested in that. I had an old corner rounder thing that liked to kill my thumb, and I'm so glad I don't have that anymore. So we can stick this. I don't want to get it on the gluey side, so we can stick that in there, and we can stick some other things in there as well. Now, if we want it to really coordinate, because I know this rub-on doesn't really coordinate with the collection, but I can add something top and bottom. I can make a little ruffle and stick it in there, but this will help it coordinate, and we can add other things as we come across them. So anyway, I hope you like that. I hope you'll try it. I've been wanting to use these rub-ons for a while, so I thought that would be a fun use of that, and I really like how that came out. That's very similar. You could do like a napkin collage. I think Corey used tissue paper. So yeah, very cool. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.